We're at the 1 month mark of planting our garden. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. Party people, mi gente, welcome back to another episode of Rovy Designs. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe and that like button and come get it out the soil with me, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about planting our spring veggie garden bed. Before we do that, we need to remove the cover crops. In this case, it was fava beans. Cover crops are powerful because they protect the soil, prevent erosion, and actually feed it by fixing nitrogen back into the earth. I'm not tilling the soil, I'm not turning everything over, I'm just lightly raking across the top. The goal is simple: improve the drainage without disturbing the ecosystem that's already doing the work. Shout out to American Soil and Stone. They always take care of my gardening needs. If you are in the Bay Area, make sure you go check them out. To begin the process, I want to take the bags of soil. I have 7 bags of soil that I purchased. Last year, I had a yard of soil delivered to my house. However, I did not need that much soil, even though the ground got compacted. It was pretty simple just to put a nice cover crop over it. So now I'm taking my rake, my pickaxe, and I am scraping a channel from one end of the garden bed to the next. And from all those the loose dirt, I then compact that into rows. Planting in rows might seem simple, but it creates structure, better spacing, better airflow, easier watering, and healthier plants overall. This is how my pops taught me how to do it, and now this is how I'm teaching my daughter how to do it. If you plant your garden veggie beds in a different way, please make sure you leave a comment and let me know how you are going about it, what technique you're using. At this point, I want to come back and water everything, get it nice and saturated. Therefore, the rows will become solidified, they'll become more condensed, and when I go to actually plant my seeds, they won't fall apart on me. So you saturate everything, let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you will be ready to plant. And here you see our final product. So as I mentioned, we have 10 rows in an 8-foot by 15-foot bed, all evenly spaced out and ready to get to work. Last year, I planted my tomatoes in the middle of my veggie bed, and while they produced incredibly tasting, wonderful tomatoes, they also took over and shaded a lot of the garden that required full sun and the vegetables that required full sun. So this year, I decided to move them to the back row. What you see here is me taking my hori hori, my favorite garden tool, and creating a hole that is just a little bigger than the width of my tomato pot. Once I have dug out the hole completely, I add a nice little layer of fresh potting soil on the bottom. I grab my pot, give it a nice light squeeze, not too heavy. You do not want to damage the roots. Turn it over on its side and it should just slip right on out. And then there you have it, voila, it fits perfectly into my hole. I take the loose soil from what I dug up and give it a nice gentle pat down. Make sure that it's not too compacted, but it's in there nice and firm. The hori hori wasn't really working out for me, so I just decided to get the proper tool to make holes. This is a really great tool for starter plants and seedlings because you can squeeze it into the earth and then pick it out. Same process, I put the potting soil in, give it a nice light squeeze, turn it over on its side, and then gently remove the plant. Once it's in the hole, give it a little bit more dirt to cover it and pat it down. My daughter felt like she was missing out on the action, so I said, come on over, love, let's go ahead and do the last one together. So she prefers the shovel to dig her holes. I can't tell you how blessed I feel and how excited I am to be able to share in these moments with my daughter, pass down this knowledge that has been passed down to me, and just build our bond. These are core memories that she's going to remember the rest of her life. Obviously, I will too. And these are just very special, unique moments that I get to share with her in the garden. So once we are done planting our tomatoes, I just create a little hole with my finger, just down to my knuckle. This is where I put the seeds for all our companion plants that we put with the tomatoes. In particular, we do marigolds and we do basil. These are great companion plants. Marigold especially because it helps to prevent pests from eating up your tomatoes. And they look beautiful, and it's just a beautiful contrast together. So taking the time just to put one seed in each hole, there you have it. So this year we're planting yellow watermelon, cantaloupe that we harvested from last year. We have 3 different types of carrots. My daughter loves carrots. So do I. I mean, who doesn't love carrots, right? So we have 3 rows of carrots this year. We're trying some broccoli and some cauliflower this year, 2 of my daughter's favorites. Have not grown it, so if you got any tips, let me know. 5-color Swiss chard and bicolor corn. And so I actually plant the corn on the side because it grows really tall and I don't want it to shade out any of my other plants. So I planted on the north side of my garden bed, 1 seed per hole. Last year I planted 3 seeds per hole and it was way too much. A little bit of soil and there you have it. And here we are, 1 month since we planted our beautiful garden. And as you can see, our green beans are coming along great. Our corn is popping up. We have a few carrot sightings there. We got some kale popping off. You remember our tomato plants, super small when we put them in. Now they are looking lovely. We come back this way, we got some cauliflower growing there and some broccoli growing over there. I actually need to prop those up a little bit. Our cantaloupe's looking great. Our watermelon's looking great. Our bell pepper over here that my daughter put in is doing fantastic. Even our sprouts are looking crazy. And there we have it. 1 month. 1 month along.